Susanna J. Dodgson, February 20th, 2020. Lots of 2s and 0s. I'm in the War Memorial Garden, Christ Church, and it is just beautiful. There were several hundred people from Oxford who were from Christchurch who were killed in the First World War, and this is to remember them. I suppose it's about the width of a trench. Very interesting design. So we're looking out at Aldgate Street, which becomes Cornmarket Street, which becomes St Giles Road, where you will find cheerful Quakers who do everything they can to stop young people being slaughtered in wars. Christ Church is absolutely enormous, and I'm going to walk down. Now there's plenty of videos made about Christ Church, and this is not really for that. I just want to talk about my observations of Oxford. First of all, it's February, and there's daffodils. My daughter and I arrived on the 15th of February, and the first thing we saw was sheep in a meadow, daffodils. Daffodils are after the crocuses, which are after the snowdrops. And I was told that snowdrops arrived in December. They didn't really have a winter at all. They went straight from fall to spring. These gorgeous old buildings. What's interesting is the supermarket Tesco. The first thing you see when you walk in are a stand full of umbrellas. The next thing you see are cakes. So you see, that's England in the 21st century. Umbrellas and cakes. See, this is cherry blossom. Ridiculously early. No, that's not cherry blossom. That's dogwood. I have to get my blossoms. This is the other side. That's green. Green is not good. That means something's wrong. These beautiful old buildings that have been here quite a long time. And this is Christ Church, the college itself. Now, as I walk around Christ College and compare it to the rest of Oxford,
yeah, but it never works. In my second year undergrad, I did the same thing. I was like, I've still plenty of time. No. I was like, let's learn to.
Americans and Israeli, huh? Everyone comes here. These kids are studying. How lucky are they? So I came here really because a lot of my relatives studied here. And as you know, I was born with the horrible last name of Dodgson. And so were some more people. And one became a superstar. And he is closely connected to Christ Church. And he may well be the main reason there are so many tourists here. So Christ College loves Lewis Carroll, loves Charles Lutwidge Dodgson. But there were other Dodgsons here at the same time, although they were younger. One was Edward Spencer Dodgson. Another was Charles Heathfield Dodgson, who was my great-grandfather. And the other one was Campbell Dodgson. Now, Charles Lutwidge Dodgson went to Christ Church. First of all, he was really connected. His uncle, Hassett Hume Dodgson, had founded the Oxford Union. And I believe he was someone important in Christ College, Christ Church. So Charles Lutwidge Dodgson walked into a nice position. He came from a family who'd been priests for 3 generations. The generation before was the common one with my lot. But my lot, not even close. They were rather cynical about it, and that's probably why they were not welcomed at Christ College. Now look at this. This is what you call power and influence. We're in the middle of a British city, and there's this huge meadow, open land. This is absolutely gorgeous. In an American city, this would have high-rises on it, and they probably would have built a faculty of economics and dedicated it to, who knows, maybe one of those. But this is England. They do things differently. And power structures, very different. So my lot were, the 3 I told you about were Charles, Edward, and Campbell. Charles was the second son of William Oliver Dodgson and Lucy Elizabeth Smith, who came from the family of Sir Nash Gross, who was a very important judge from the 1790s until he died in 1814. He was certainly responsible for sending the ancestors of a lot of kids I went to school with to Australia, which is quite an amazing thought. So the eldest son of this couple was William Henley Dodgson, who did not go to Oxford. He went straight into the stock market to be a stockbroker, just like his father and grandfather. The second son was Charles Heathfield Dodgson, who was obviously very bright and extremely hyperactive, and probably had Asperger's. That's a strain that's gone through to this day on the male line. I'm absolutely astounded how strong those Dodgson crazy genes are. Crazy, I mean in an affectionate term. Asperger's are superstars. Well, Charles Heathfield Dodgson was not a superstar. He studied at Brasenose College and then decided that was boring, and he joined the military and got a commission, decided that was boring, went to India, worked in a tea farm. I know that because there's a record of him being a mason in Dharamsala. Decided that was boring, went back to London, finished his law qualifications in the Inner Temple, decided that was boring, married a beer heiress from Australia, Caroline Maud Tooth. They raced back to India, produced 2 sons, 4 years apart, and then came back to England in 1898, and Charles Heathfield Dodgson dropped dead the very same month of 1898 as the famous Charles Dodgson. So they both died in January 1898. And that's probably where the confusion has come in my family as to what our relationship was. Charles Heathfield Dodgson was the first Charles in any of my lines. He was presumably named after one of the famous Charles lines, because there were a lot of Charles in that line. Okay, that was Charles. The next one was, that was the second son. The third son was Arthur. No, the third son was Edward. Edward was born in 1857. Edward Spencer Dodgson. And he went to Jesus College. And I'm writing a lot about him. I found some letters. Very interesting story. The next one was Captain Arthur Dodgson, who joined the Royal Navy at 12. And that is very peculiar. So I've been finding out a lot about him, and I'm astounded at what I found already. Then the next one was Heathfield Butler Dodgson, who became a very distinguished soldier. And then after that, look at this. I mean, this is gorgeous. Incredible. Starting to rain, I can't continue on. Then the next one was Henry Frederick Dodgson, who became a stockbroker. And my daughter and I were guests of his grandson in Hampshire in 2005 and 2006. That's another story. And then the last one was Campbell Dodgson, born in 1867. And he was extremely connected to New College. He studied at New College and became connected with the British Museum. And in 1913, when he was in his mid-40s, he married the daughter of the warden of New College, whose name was William Archibald Spooner, who was the Spoonerism person that you've all heard of. So there we are. None of them were connected to Christ College. I was told by my mother, who I guess heard from someone else who heard from someone else, that my grandfather, my English grandfather's brother, only sibling, Reginald Charles Frederick Dodgson, had a double first class honours from Christ College, and then became a spy. Well, I have found evidence that he was a spy. I have not found any evidence that he was at Christ College. And I'm continuing to look. I know very little about my grandfather's only sibling. I do know he taught for a long time in England, and he had some kind of a business, and he got into trouble with the customs with some dogs or something, and he died in Vienna in 1962, the same year as his brother, my grandfather, Hubert Cecil Dodgson. So there we are. Christ College, not about the Dodgsons that were here, but the Dodgsons that were excluded from here. I think it's very likely that there was only room in Oxford for one Dodgson. And we knew who he was. But these other ones, especially Edward, my goodness. The story about him, I'm uncovering more and more. This is Susanna J. Dodgson, February 20th, 2020, Oxford, UK, and of course it is raining, which is what it does best in England, which is why it's green and gorgeous. God bless you all.